Hello, we're talking about 140 ways to save money in the environment today. This is a new CD, audiobook, and printable text that we did at simplydownload.com, and you can get it there. But we talk about it a little bit because it has an interesting history. We wrote this CD with 140 tips and why you should do it, and we talked to several of our retail customers such as Walmart and Target and Dollar Tree, and they thought we should make it very mellow. In other words, something that's fun to do but not something that sticks you with a lot of problems. The cover looks like this, and what it does is it basically says 140 ways to save money in the environment and save your family $1,000 a year. On the back, we're going to talk about briefly what the 11 tracks are which speak to that. Essentially, the benefits of recycling are well known to you and most other people. Most people, however, get into taking sides and don't start simply about the fact that if you start to save money by recycling, you're helping recycling and you're helping yourself. One of my favorite examples is how do you eat oranges? If you take a real orange and eat it, 90% is consumed and 10% is compostable. So 100% of the orange goes back into either you or the environment, and it's perfect. Also, though, you save a lot of money because you don't wind up with the big container. They don't have to ship it. It doesn't cost more, and you save a lot of money. Of course, it's also a lot better for you because you don't have added sugar. You have the real orange. In recycling and saving, there are two key things that you have to start to do. The first thing is to have an area in your house which is a recycling center. We put it in our garage. Put a tub in your kitchen and a little plastic tub in your office. And what you do is you start to put things in there that can be recycled. As you get more sophisticated, you can start to make a paper bag and things like that. But don't press yourself. Just start. Now, if you start to do that, what's going to begin to happen is your family will get used to it. And it's important, as we say in the disc, to get your children involved because they know about recycling. Let everybody work together. One of the most important parts, of course, is food, liquids, meals, and food shopping. Most of what we really waste relates to that. And if you have the end in mind, as Stephen Covey says, when you buy something, think about it being compostable. If you're buying apples versus apple juice, oranges versus orange juice, or something as simple as going to a store and buying a big size versus a small size. All of that advanced planning works in the end. The next point is composting. Now, in many American cities, we think that you can't compost. But in cities like Boston, in Philadelphia, in Detroit, St. Louis, and San Francisco, there are a lot of apartments that aren't that high, and they've got a backyard of some kind that you can compost in. Obviously, in a high-rise, you can't do it, but in many high-rises, they have their own recycle program. So this is something you should think about. The next thing is furniture and larger objects. A perfect example we use is Craigslist. Craigslist is perfect. Now, it's not just that you're buying used furniture and saving money, but remember, that stuff would have gone to the dump 20 years ago. Now it gets recycled. You save money and so forth. But you also give your children a good tip, which is you're now buying used things, not new. My daughters bought used cars. Why? Because I did. It saves a lot of money and it saves the environment because these items keep going and we don't have to make new ones. Now we go to reading and communications. Obviously, this is an area most people, particularly young people, know well. You can get news online and so forth. But one of the interesting things about news is, if you're in the tech business like me, you get news from somebody like Slashdot that's in my industry. Or if you're in advertising and marketing, Ad Age, that's much more apropos and relevant than just a general newspaper. Also, general newspapers have become political and the news isn't really the news, so we use AOL. All of that requires no paper. Then we go to bills and banking and things of that kind. And one of the things about bills and banking, you can pay bills online. You save the 42 cents in postage or 44 or 50 or wherever it's going. You get it done right now. It's recorded. It's convenient, and it really works well. Finally, when you start doing these things, look at the results. And I hope you will download our CD at simplydownload.com and see that this can really help by doing the right thing, and it's like doing well by doing good. And finally, celebrate your successes. Don't put pressure on yourself. It's like the marathon. Don't try to run 26 miles the first time. Try a few hundred yards, try a few things, and build up to it. Thanks.